Without any further ado, please put your hands together to welcome 2 Half Mensa.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are 2 Half Mensa, and we are smarter than you are.
So much smarter.
It's like, whoa, it's...
Yeah.
If you felt something when we walked in the room, that was the IQ being lifted across the board just for us being here this evening. So
Yeah, we're here tonight to answer your questions that you so thoughtfully asked.
Yeah, no problem, by
Writing
the
them
way.
down. Yeah, they're all in here. So great job, guys.
Great job.
And
I told you some of them could write.
yeah, we're gonna see how many use the pens and how many use crayon.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that one goes.
I didn't leave out any marker, but I figured someone would have on their person, in their purse of some way.
Just lipstick.
Lipstick.
I think a few of them were the scented Crayolas that smell like macaroni and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so we're killing it so far. So great for you guys. Why don't we just go ahead and pull out the first question?
Yeah, sure.
All
Let's
right?
take one at random.
Sure. We haven't looked at these, so we'll see. This question is, what gives you the right?
Oh, this is we get this a lot. It's one of our top 5 questions. Yeah, it's very popular one.
It's not very often that you get the authority to come into a room and just dictate to people what they need to do. So
Yeah.
That's a very good question. Do you guys mind if I explain this one to them?
Oh,
Please,
go
I
ahead.
mean, you do have your PhD in rights.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So for us to be here tonight, we had to go through a lot of hoops. We have multiple doctorate degrees.
Yeah.
We've written several thesis papers. We each had to individually beat up a different scientist to get these lab coats. So it's not just mental, but it's also physical.
Yeah, they're feisty. You know, they spend all day in the lab, but sometimes they see the light of day, and it affects them in a physical way.
They're scrappy. They're a scrappy bunch. So I think it's a lot of rigorous training.
That would be accurate.
And I think anybody else in this room tonight could try to be that smart if they really wanted to.
Sorry.
I know. You give them hope, though. You gotta give them hope.
Yeah, build them up before you knock them down.
Break them down. So what I suggest is when you get home at the end of the day, I like to eat at least 2 to 3 textbooks for dinner. I start with the light stuff, chemistry. I stay away from the heavy metals. But yeah. And then I like to finish up with just some light calculus before I go to bed every night. So what do you guys do to get
The right? What am I doing to get the right?
Yeah.
Well, you have to kind of take a look at where our rights came from. It really started with the Corinthian legal system. That's a pre-Roman empire.
Also a very nice countertop.
It is. They smell wonderful.
Yeah,
They
that's
smell
delicious.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
So they're the ones who designated who had rights, and who had greater rights, who had, we'll call them medium rights, and who had lesser rights. There was and the people who had the greatest rights, including the right to stand in front of people and teach them and, let them know just how they compared intellectually to the people with all of the rights.
Yeah.
And they're the ones who first created that. And it really goes by how good looking you are, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it's obvious that that's a big part of how we got our
Yeah,
rights.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't like to take my right for granted. I really like to know my right. I read it over. I have a document that's laminated of this right that I do have, and I like every time, but before I enter a public space where I am lecturing to the public, I read over my right. I give myself my right.
You know what I did? Actually, I had mine laminated, and I keep it on the ceiling above my bed, so when I wake up every morning, I remember that I have the right.
Yeah, it sings you to sleep.
Good.
It sings you to mourn.
Well, we crushed that one.
Yeah.
Let's write that down. That's SAT words. It's helpful just to write it down.
Why don't we pull out another question? How did the Hays Code censor LGBT films in the 20th century? That is a very good question.
That is a good
That
question.
is a very good question. I think it's
Jared would like to take this.
it's a really simple answer.
Yeah.
The people who wrote it were assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't good.
Yeah. I think we can move right on to the next
Something interesting about that, did you guys know that the Hays Code was the foundation of the MPAA, the way that we rate movies that we see today? And the actual people who get together and rate whether a movie deserves a PG-13 or an R rating, there's like 6 of them. That's it. 6 people get together, sit in a room, and decide whether or not the movie that you're about to go see is okay for kids or okay for adults. Most of the time, if there's like too much banging in it, They will just be like, oh, that's gross, I don't want to see that. And it's usually they're trying to get like a spectrum of people who will actually see these movies.
Fun fact, we make up half of that group.
We're 3 of the 6.
Yeah.
Which, if you're wondering why movies have gotten increasingly better in the last 5 or 6 years, you're welcome.
Yeah. Those sex scenes have increased, and you're welcome.
Well, that was some good learning there. Some good learning for all of you.
No problem.
This one's a little small writing. This is definitely a question that was meant for the 3 smartest people anybody knows. Where is the Kool-Aid Man today? I mean, one of the realities of Kool-Aid Man, you can never really tell where he is. When he wants you to know where he is, he will come crashing through a wall and let you know. That's right. There's no homing device in the Kool-Aid Man. He's out there to find you. You don't find him.
He's very mysterious. We're working on a 7-part podcast right now, detailing where he is, going from location to location with him. That's in the works. Stay tuned.
It's called Oh Yeah.
All right.
Do you mind if I?
You know what? Please show it. You know, he's just as literate as I am.
Maybe even more so.
Possibly.
Oh, sorry, my Sanskrit's not that good. It's
Huh. This is a bad mathematical formula right here.
clearly whoever wrote that.
Yeah,
Let's just move on.
The answer is 6, actually. So we got that one.
Cool.
Yeah, it's 6.
Whoever wrote the math question, it's 6.
Oh, here's a good one, guys. How does electricity work?
That is a
Okay.
fantastic
No, that's a
question.
good one to answer because it's something we use every day, and most people don't understand where it comes from.
That is true.
Yeah, this is great.
Emma, you
Yeah,
have your
yeah, yeah.
background in electrical engineering.
I do. I have a background in electrical engineering. I come from a long line of electricians. My father was an electrician, and if you go further and further up the family tree, Benjamin Franklin slept with my great-great-great-grandmother. No children were conceived. Detailed documents of that, which they're on the internet. They're on JSTOR. Check it out, honestly. We're talking about electricity.
Yes.
And how it works.
That was a fantastic segue.
Right. The electricity specifically between Benjamin Franklin and my great-great-great-grandmother.
That's like sparks flying.
Sparks flying. So much tension. He was 82. She was 17.
It was a different time, guys.
It was a different time. She was smart for her age.
Yeah, you know, when you talk about electricity, you hear people use words like ohms, which measures resistance, and amps and volts, which measures things like total energy and things like that. But the base measurement, so you really know what's going on with your electricity, is the boogie woogie woogie. If it's electric, it's boogie woogie woogie. A lot of groaning. I'm assuming it was the groans of a broader mind.
Some people just can't take science seriously.
I guess not.
Hey, Emma, you want to take one?
Oh, sure.
Also
It's been a long
literate.
time since I read. Just kidding. Guys, come on. I read this morning. What happens to your body while you sleep? Wow, this really brings me
Well,
back.
naturally you dream. You guys do dream, right? I'm not the only one.
Can I get hands of people who dream?
Oh, look at that.
Common ground, guys. I told you we'd find something to level with these.
We're all related, even us. We can relate.
Yeah, so we can relate. So
Yeah.
basically, when you sleep, your brain goes through a series of cycles, and the most notable one is obviously REM sleep. So basically, your brain, if you were to think about it, is almost like a computer. I know it's very hard to imagine that your brain is capable of doing that many things, but trust me, you guys, if you work really hard, like we talked about at the top of this series here, you can learn and your brain can do a lot of amazing things. But when you go to sleep at night, your brain's really, really tired from all that hard thinking that you guys just did. And it needs to reset. So sleep is sort of like a way for your body to kind of just reboot the computer that is your brain and get ready for the next day. Otherwise, you guys would just be so burnt out. It would be exhausting looking at you.
And in terms of what happens to your body while you sleep, hundreds and hundreds of spiders bite you.
That's the sad bad side effect of your brain needing to read. You go into a paralysis, and then spiders just crawl into your mouth. They hug you all over.
Up your nose.
The statistic is that in a lifetime, you will be bitten by at least 8,000 to 10,000 spiders.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Guys,
You know what?
I feel like we've done enough.
I think we have time for one more.
One more?
They look like they're still.
Wow. I just don't want to fry you guys out. Okay?
Yeah.
We got a lot more show coming later.
It's about your education.
Yeah. Would you like to read it?
Do you guys want to read this one in unison?
Oh, let's do it.
Okay.
How does contracting the gluteal muscles impact the psoas? And please demonstrate. And there's
There's a heart.
or a maxi pad.
First of all, and I don't mean to make fun of whoever did this, but it's ass is not spelled with a P in it. And also that is a kidney, not a heart. So I believe, how does contracting the gluteal muscles affect your ass? Okay.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
Well, I'll tell you, whenever I'm standing in front of people in public, I am contracting my gluteal and my abdominal muscles as tight as I can
Yeah.
for your pleasure.
Turning coal into diamonds.
It feels a little warm in here. That's the glutes flexing.
And on that note, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
We can do that.